Hey, hey, hey.
Hey, what's up, Quinn?
Nothing much. This is. It feels unreal because I've only ever seen you in five or so videos. So the fact that you're speaking outside of like a scripted, well, not scripted, but like edited context is throwing me off, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's weird for me too. I mean, we've never met each other, and didn't definitely didn't have the best start. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. So did you DM Danny Gonzalez as well? Because I noticed that he took down his video about you.
yeah, I reached out to him too, and he took it down. So that was cool of him.
Yeah, that was
I
cool
didn't
of him,
expect him
but
to do,
like you didn't
honestly.
do it, so
I feel like for some reason I feel like he hates me, but of course I'm biased a little bit. He probably doesn't. I'm
yeah. I
probably just
mean,
some guy who was in the news, and he was like, okay,
yeah, might
make a
as
video
well.
about him.
Yeah, I mean, Danny's made so many videos about so many people.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
it's doing well for him. That dude's YouTube channel is crazy.
What made you realize that, like, oh, wait a minute, those videos I was in, kind of weird though.
Um, People were just tagging me, like they came on my Instagram and they were saying stuff about Danny Gonzalez, and I was like, okay, who is this guy? I'm gonna
Mhm.
check it out. And then I watched it and I was like, man, this is bad. This dude he just came for me, like he went all out. I seen he made like he copied my actual YouTube video.
On his second channel, yeah,
Yeah, I was like, man, this dude went all out. That is insane. I didn't expect anybody to even like make a video about me, so definitely caught me off guard. Like I was not prepared at all.
hmm
And but you know what? It did make me reflect and look back at the video I made, and I started thinking like, I mean, he has some good points. I definitely did not make the greatest video. If I can go back, I wouldn't have ever posted it.
yeah, I get that.
And yeah, I can see it from other people's perspective. Like I was thinking about everything from my own perspective, and looking back, yeah, I wouldn't have posted it.
So was it just sort of the idea of seeing yourself from the way someone else was seeing you and being like, oh wait, I guess like what I was portraying outwardly maybe looked like an asshole.
Definitely, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm thinking about the BuzzFeed lady too. So the backstory behind that is I I went and I investigated because I was like, okay, this something's not right. And I seen she was making these articles about Twitter accounts, and then I seen like I was included in some of them,
hmm
and it kind of led me to believe that she went and contacted Twitter or something. I still have no proof, like I don't know,
Yeah.
but I feel like she had something to do with it. So that made me like angry at her. So I was like, who is this lady? Like I'm
I'm really
so
curious.
then
Were you making money off of the Doherty account, Twitter, or were you just posting?
so I was making money from ads once in a while, not very often.
Yeah.
Most of the time I was just posting. Honestly, it was fun to just have a lot of followers and see the activity going and say whatever I want. And Twitter is really cool because whenever you post something, it's like immediate. Any other platform, well, unless you're famous as hell, if you're somebody who's like Kylie Jenner, then you're gonna see activity immediately. But for Twitter, it's just so real time. That's what's really cool about it.
Yeah. Like YouTube, it takes a while to build a platform. Instagram, you sort of have to be pretty or own a dog. But Twitter is like, nah, just try to be funny.
Yeah, exactly that. But yeah, to answer your question, I made money from Twitter from advertisements, but I kind of had to go out and negotiate with people. They would come to me and be like, "Hey, I want to promote my product. You have a lot of followers. How much would you charge for that?" And I kind of just did it based on what they wanted me to promote or how many posts they wanted me to do. But it didn't happen very often. I also think a lot of people perceived it that Twitter themselves was paying me. That never happened. So yeah, just through people who contacted me, that's how I made money.
Yeah. But so did you actually have to leave LA because the Twitter account got deleted, or were there those two different unrelated things?
Um, I have to, but so I was working with a social media company as well as running my own accounts individually for myself. So it was kind of like two different jobs.
Hmm.
And the company that I was working for, we had like this company house, and you know it really sucks. It's like when it rains, it pours. Because when I did lose the accounts, I shortly after like got laid off of that job.
Oh, that's rough.
That's rough, you know.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of things at once. So I guess I saw that as an opportunity of, okay, I'm not going to be living in the same place anymore. So where should I go? I could have stayed in LA, but I chose to go to Miami because I had some friends there and I've been wanting to go back there and visit anyways. So that's kind of what I did. And yeah, I didn't have to, but it definitely played a part for sure.
Yeah. And then have you watched my video that I did on you, or did you just see that it was up?
No, I watched it for sure. I watched the whole thing. I was like, ah, he's pulling out videos that I didn't even know he had.
Yeah, well, they were up on the channel, but I need an explanation. Everyone wants an explanation about your pussy boy rant. Was that just you, just like messing around? What was that?
Yeah, I don't even know what I was doing. I was just freestyling that, definitely messing around.
Hmm.
I'm surprised people wanted to know more about that part, but
That's the part that I was most intrigued by. I was just like, wait, this guy literally just pulled out his phone and was like talking to the camera and pretending that he stole my bitch. And I was like, bro, I don't have one, so good for you, I guess.
yeah, I mean, I definitely look back at a lot of those videos and I cringe at them myself. So
Yeah,
it
because
was just for fun, just doing whatever.
yeah, the reason I was willing to do this call at all was because I looked at your channel and I realized, oh wait, he actually did take down the videos. Because the last I knew they were still up. I wasn't sure whether you took them down just because like you were personally embarrassed or just because people were like hounding you, writing get wrecked version or get owned version in the comments.
It's mainly just because of my own perception, but you know what? I've always been a person who thought like, cyberbullying is not real. Like, I don't care what people say about me, but I have to admit, when there's like thousands of people, like not every day, just coming at you, coming on your Instagram, it does affect you somewhat,
Yeah, like you
for
post,
sure.
like I imagine if I posted like a shirtless picture of me on Instagram and looked at the comments and they were all just get owned version, get owned version, get owned version, I would be like, you know what, this this feels odd.
It's okay for a while, but I feel like once it goes on nonstop for a long time, then it's like, all right, it's just a little bit ridiculous.
Have you been able to like move past that entire incident? Because I know you were doing TikTok, right?
I got on there just to kind of experiment and see how many, like if I would organically get to the explore page or whatever, and on a few of them I did, but I'm not really doing TikTok. Like I have no aspirations to be a TikToker.
Hmm.
Just kind of testing the waters, and I posted like a dance clip because I see everybody on there who does anything dance related. They just go to the explore page immediately,
Yeah,
and it did okay. I
that's
feel
good.
like mostly dudes were commenting on it.
You have the body of like girls are sort of intimidated, but guys are just like, whoa, I want to look like that. Not in a gay way, but like, damn, let me look like that, son.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's like once you get too extreme, you're almost crossing that threshold. It's like attractive to girls, attractive to guys. Like when you get too in shape,
Yeah, you start
definitely.
you start to you start to pull boy pussy instead. You're
Oh
just
man,
like yeah, it's like owning a muscle car. It's like owning a Camaro or a Ferrari. Like all that's gonna do is just get a bunch of straight guys walking up to you saying like, "Yo, like, mind if you give me a ride? Like, I would love to take a ride around with you around town, you know."
yeah,
But
like the gold digger pranks and stuff.
yeah,
Also, watches too. I feel like that's a good analogy. If you have a really expensive watch, most of the girls don't even know what watch that is,
Mhm.
but guys will definitely have an idea, like a Patek Philippe or something.
Like two guys looking at another guy's watch is the closest they'll get to holding hands. I think that's the reason why they secretly want to hold hands.
That's a
But
really good analogy.
uh, but how would
Yeah.
you say that you've changed? Like, it's been like 2 or 3 years, right, since you've um, uploaded or done the door account?
So all this happened in 2018 in March. So now it's 2020. It's over 2 years.
Wow.
Over
It
two
doesn't feel
years,
like it's
yeah.
been that long.
Um, I was definitely stuck in the social media world. I feel like a lot of it did get to my head a little bit, just because um, I had it pretty easy just being able to, make a full-time living from my phone.
Yeah.
Really, I can tour on my phone and just like do a few posts a day, and it wasn't that difficult. And then once all that goes away, it humbles you, it brings you back to reality. Like, all right, now you got to start over from square one.
Yeah. Now I'm one of the normal people. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm normal again. So I had to kind of, I took a whole year and I just reflected. I didn't reflect the whole year, but I reflected a lot during the year after that, and just kind of thought about, all right, which direction do I want to take my life in now? And also, I didn't really feel like being on social media, so which was bad because that's what I'm good at. So I didn't want to be on there. That's what I'm good at. So what am I going to do? So I didn't even have a job for a whole year, and I started personal training a bit.
Like training others.
That's always been like a passion. So I got certified and I started taking on clients,
Yeah.
and that was nice and it taught me a lot. But I don't feel like that's the end goal for me. I don't want to train people in person my whole life.
How old are you?
And 24.
24? That's not bad. You're still pretty young.
Yeah, I like to think so. I'm starting to feel older now. See a few gray hairs coming in, but
It's rough.
besides that, training, and now I actually do have a social media job, so I'm getting back into it.
Are you like running accounts again, or you just work for a company?
I just work for a company. I'm managing their social media, and they have a blog as well, so I'm managing that. The company is Stift LA. They're based in LA.
Are you back in LA now, or are you still in Miami?
Oh man, I've been bouncing around a lot. So I came back to LA a couple times, but as of right now, I'm actually in Ohio. So
Oh, that's the worst place to be.
Yeah, I know. I'm from Ohio, so that's why I'm here. Like, this is where I grew up.
Mhm.
Pretty much when the lockdown stuff started happening, I just wanted to get out of LA because
It's
I
LA.
couldn't even go to the grocery store, man. I couldn't even. There was barely anything there. I went to the grocery store a couple times and it was like wiped out.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I can imagine why you would want to have to escape.
Yeah, it just felt like everything is closed. So Ohio being very boring is the same as Los Angeles at that moment. So I just came back here, and I've been working remotely from here ever since, pretty much.
Yeah, if it works, it works. So do you just not really have an interest in gaining a following online anymore? Like, do you not really care as much about YouTube, Twitter? Because I know you're still posting on Instagram, but like, are you trying to actively like have a platform, or are you just like, oh, I have followers, and I'm just gonna keep posting because it's Instagram?
No, definitely not trying to actively gain followers on social media anymore. I'm kind of just um, trying to maintain what I have and engage with those people,
Hmm.
and just like close friends and family and stuff. Maybe I will start it back up one day, but yeah, as of right now, I don't really have any interest. I feel like I'd rather just kind of uh, get out of the spotlight. Not that I'm even in one, but I just don't really want any attention.
Yeah.
Starting to get to that big.
If the Twitter account didn't get deleted, where do you think it would be now? Like, do you think you would still have it? Do you think it getting deleted was like what helped bring about the catalyst for you changing, or how would things be different for you?
Um, it's hard to say, but I think I probably would have moved on anyways.
Hmm.
I was thinking about leaving the whole Twitter gig before it happened, so it was kind of sad for me that I couldn't just like get out of it before that happened, and it had to end that way. definitely there's people who I'm not probably not going to get into that, like buying and selling accounts. So I could have benefited from just like leaving Twitter before that happened, but it is what it is. I think I definitely changed a lot. I wouldn't have changed as much as I did if that hadn't happened.
Do you at least recognize that stealing tweets is bad now? Because that was the main source of contention.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's the touchiest subject I'd say of this whole call. It's definitely bad. I mean, if you come up with something and somebody rips it word for word, I know that does not feel good.
Yeah. And would you say that you were like, because obviously, when you were doing the Dory Twitter accounts, that wasn't really your voice. You were like stealing the tweets. So when you went to make that video on YouTube, the one that Danny did the video about, what was sort of
Yeah.
your goal there? Were you trying to like be a character? What were you trying to actually be yourself? What message were you hoping to get across?
Yeah, I was definitely trying to go into some character, and some of the sarcasm that I tried to use definitely just like came off as not even being sarcastic at all.
Yeah.
So people thought it was literal, but I kind of started to feel powerless when the whole thing went down. It was like Twitter took down my accounts, and then I tried submitting tickets, and it was like the same automated response for all of them. And I was frustrated, and I just kind of started thinking, like, man, what can I even do right now? And I guess the idea crossed my mind of making a video about the whole thing, but the way the video turned out, it just started morphing into something else entirely. And then by the end of it, it was like, what did I just make? But I guess to kind of bring attention to the whole situation at hand, really, I just kind of wanted to bring more attention to it. And it definitely did that, but in a more negative way, for sure. Not really what I intended.
Yeah. I think it definitely brought people's attention to it, but not in the way that you were expecting. Like you right now as a genuine dude 2 years later, like not trying to like film yourself or anything, you seem like a decent person. So it just confuses me that like when you make the choice to record yourself, right, that you would be like, you know what, I'm gonna be an asshole for like the next 30 minutes, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it just kind of turned into some kind of persona, and I was trying to, like give it a different form of satire, but yeah, it didn't work at all. So
Yeah.
definitely, it's not really who I am.
Because I wasn't even like looking back at those videos that you did, because I rewatched my own video on you recently, and then Danny's. It's not so much that you're like an actual bad person. You were just sort of being like very abrasive, but like there was definitely potential for you to like, okay, I can like he can grow from this, like he can get better.
Yeah, if I could go back, I would do a lot more serious video and just kind of touch on the facts of the matter and not do any kind of anything else.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, even still, I've definitely changed from then. In those 2 years, a lot has happened. Seems like a lifetime ago.
Yeah, so like what have you been up to? I know you went to Colombia, right?
Yeah, I went to Colombia. That was for like a week. That was really fun. That was the first time I left the country.
Oh, just ever?
Ever, yeah.
Oh, wow.
I didn't speak much Spanish though, so it was actually very difficult getting around. Luckily, the friends I went with, they were Brazilian, which is still not Spanish, but they were able to communicate with everybody, so it worked out.
Because Portuguese and Spanish are like both derived from the same sort of area, right?
Yeah. They say that Portuguese people are better able to communicate with Spanish, but when it goes the other way around, when Spanish people communicate with Portuguese people, it's a little bit harder. So it definitely worked out when we were there. They're definitely similar, but yeah.
That's good. And then you got back from your Colombia trip and came back to Miami?
Yeah, so I came back and I just lived in Miami for a couple months. I was trading stocks and trying to pick up little side hustles and things like that. Nothing really serious came out of that though. Just living life. and like I said, reflecting on what I actually wanted to do like the rest of my life. And from Miami, then I went to LA again.
Yeah, you decided, hey, might as well come back.
Yeah, a lot of people were like hitting me up and telling me to come visit and stuff. They're like, "Where are you?" And I was still in Miami, and it was like months later. So, but what the hell? I'll come back, and went back for like another year, and that's where I've been most of the time in LA. Did have a few trips to Ohio, and I haven't went to Miami again. Don't think so.
All right.
Oh no, once I did go once, but it was like very brief for a couple days.
Yeah, just to it's Miami. You've got to come back sometime.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that was like a vacation. Just go to the beach and hang out with friends, and that's it.
All right. Well, it's good to know that you're decent now. Oh, this has been a good chat.
Yeah, I mean, I try to keep you updated on everything I can. Some things are probably not crossing my mind right now, but I agree. It's been a good chat.
Yeah. Well, when so much happens in like 2 years, like it's difficult to condense it into one phone call.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm forgetting some of the stuff that happened myself.
But well, best of luck to you with your what was the company called?
Sift.
Sift?
Yeah, SYT or SYFT.
Cool, cool, cool. I'll check that out if you guys want to check out Sift. Check out Sift. What do you guys do?
It's an influencer marketing company. We're
So
also experimenting with some software too.
so you
So
like
it's
run accounts for influencers?
um, so we're kind of connecting brands with influencers and running campaigns with them, that sort of thing.
Oh, okay. So like if an influencer is
Yeah,
trying to make money off of like Instagram or something, you guys help them
yeah,
out.
that's the thing.
That works. That helps.
Something. I'm enjoying it so far. I've been working with them for about 2 months, so not that long, but there's a lot of potential with it. So I'm happy.
Yeah, and it's better than like not having a job or
Yeah,
personal training if
especially
that's not
right
what you're
now.
into.
I know a lot of people right now during the lockdown that don't have jobs, so I'm grateful for it for sure.
Yeah, like you've got to take whatever you can right now. And it sounds like a
Yeah.
cool job. But it was good talking to you, man.
You too, Quinn. You seem
Yeah.
like a decent guy.
I like to think I
What I
am, but I'm
gathered.
pretty biased.
Yeah.
I'm glad you think I'm still decent after I spent like a 17-minute long video making fun of you. But
I mean, yeah, I kind of just have to think in other people's perspectives. Like, I know from your perspective, I'm just some guy on the internet who made like a video that's really cringy, so I get it completely.
yeah, well, I'm glad you understand. And now I know you, and I would die for you. I would take a bullet for you, man.
That far?
I just want to die. Let's be honest. We'll just put that out there. I'm just looking for an excuse. Anything goes. But yeah, talk to you later, man.
All right, man. Yeah, I'll talk soon.
Cool.